If you want to generate consistent and quality buyer leads on autopilot 24/7 without door knocking, without cold calling, then you got to watch this video from start to finish. I'm going to go over an online lead generation tool that you can use to record a webinar one time and then put out that webinar as an automated webinar or masterclass that will generate leads for you 24/7. So I'm going to go step by step on how to create the content, how to get it up on EasyWebinar, and how to promote your webinars so that you can generate leads on autopilot 24/7, again, without any door knocking, without any cold calling, and do real estate the modern way. So let's dive in. Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob Shireman, your real estate marketing expert. I have over 15 years of marketing experience in web design, SEO, and I take that experience to help you grow your real estate business the modern way. So if you'd like to see more content like this, please give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I have a new video, new training, so you don't miss out. And today we're going to talk about an exciting topic, and that is an automated webinar, something that you could record one time, put it on an automated sequence, and allow people to register at their free time and watch your home buyers webinar, and you can generate leads instantly. So we all know that buyers leads are important. We need them to be able to do business, to fill our pipeline. And if you do lead generation the traditional way, it is not scalable. It's not to say that cold calling and door knocking don't work. Some people enjoy it, some people like it, and that's for them. Some people don't. So for the ones that don't, an online lead generation strategy like this works. Again, you can couple this with traditional marketing techniques, but you can use this as a way to get leads on autopilot and collapse timeframes. So you're not having to do this over every week. You can record one good webinar and then upload that webinar to something like EasyWebinar and have it on autopilot, have some dates and times that are set so people can register. You get their lead, it'll go into your CRM, and you can follow up with these people and turn those leads into clients. So we're going to talk about all of those step by step today. So make sure you pay attention, and let's get started on the first step. All right, so step one of creating the webinar is that we actually have to create the webinar content. And we're going to do this by thinking about who is our target audience. We're going to identify that. So are we going after first-time home buyers? Are we going after people that have already bought a home? Are we going after luxury clients? Are we going after real estate investors? Are we going after people that are leasing? Whatever your target audience is, you want to think about them and what are their pain points and start listing all of those down so you can help develop an outline. And then once you have that audience developed, now we got to think about the content. What's some engaging content that we can give? What are some pain points and how can we start answering those? And then we want to showcase our expertise. So this is a place for you to shine, show your knowledge, but in a relatable, easy to understand way. And we want to include valuable content like market insights, maybe talk about financing options, how to search for homes, some tips on that. And this could be even a great time to bring in another maybe mortgage professional so that way they can talk about the financing options that are available. And you could team up with somebody and do this webinar with them together. So that is definitely a possibility. And then you also want to showcase some testimonials or success stories that you've had with past clients. This helps with that social proof and helps build that trust factor so they can see you as a professional and feel comfortable using you as their realtor for one of the biggest purchases that they have. So once we have all of that content, we're going to start generating an outline and start working on our slideshow. And I'm going to give you guys some downloads and some samples that you can see that I'll put down in the description below that you can actually go download those samples and have a sample outline, a sample slideshow, and some video topics that you can use because you can create multiple of these. You can do a first-time home buyer. You can do a luxury one. You can do a real estate investor one. You could do one for home sellers, and we'll do a whole nother video on that. This is an unlimited resource that you can do to generate leads 24/7. So now that we have that content, let's move on to the next step. All right, so step two is setting up an automated webinar platform. So now that we have the content, we need to choose a reliable web platform that has automated features. So there's a lot of different type of webinars that you can do. You can do live webinars. You can do a one-time webinar that's pre-recorded and just put it up. Or you can do what they call an automated webinar. And that's where you can go in and say, I want to offer this webinar Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We can do one at 9 a.m. in the morning, one at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, one at 7 p.m. at night. And people can see those dates and times and register whatever is convenient for them. And you just upload your video and then it runs on autopilot until you tell it to end. So we need to choose a platform that can do that. I highly recommend EasyWebinar. I'll have an affiliate link below. The reason why I push that and use it and promote it is because it was one of the most expensive platforms, but offered the most. It's super easy to set up. That was super important for me. I needed something that was quick and easy and that I could embed into my personal website as well. You can use it with their standalone website, or you can import the registration page into your website. So I'm going to go step by step later on in the video and show you how to do it with EasyWebinar, so you can kind of see what it looks like and the process with that. But once you choose your platform, you're going to set up registration pages. So you want to make sure you have a compelling headline. You want to talk about the benefits of your webinar. You should definitely offer it for free, and it should have an easy sign up process. Then you're going to create some email sequences for that. So the moment they sign up, they're going to get their information on that reminds them the day and time for them to add it to their calendar. And also that they have their link and stuff ready to go so they can quickly access it come the time of their webinar. And then you're going to set up email sequences to do follow-ups and also reminders before the webinar itself. So, and then you also want to make sure that the platform you choose, if you don't go with EasyWebinar, allows for tracking and analytics to monitor the results. So for instance, when you see later, you're going to see the analytics where people will show how many people registered. Out of those people that registered, how many showed up, because not everybody's going to show up. And out of the people that showed up, how many stayed till the end? So it'll show you the percentage that was watched. And then if you do an offer like a call to action to schedule an appointment, if anybody clicked that button, it'll show you how many actions were taken. And so that lets you know kind of the success of your webinar. And maybe it's not getting a lot of traction. Maybe you need to redo it, or maybe do a different offer or reposition things. So you definitely want to look at those analytics and have that option available. So make sure you choose a great platform that you can just put on autopilot and not have to worry about it, and something that's easy to use and light on the pocketbook as well. All right, so the next step in creating our automated webinar is we have to promote our webinar. So nobody's going to magically find your webinar. And this is usually what happens with a lot of people is they do something, or they put a website out, or they put some type of material out, and they think people are automatically going to find it. Now, the whole goal of this is to make this automated, and we can do that with our promotion efforts as well. So if you want to promote it, we could start out with social media, promoting it organically. So we could create some posts, maybe some stories, reels, maybe a TikTok. You can promote this on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Reddit, some other online forums. You can also create Facebook events. You could create some postings in Facebook groups as well. And on top of that, you could use tools like Buffer to create a bunch of posts at once and then schedule them to post maybe once or twice a week as well to automate that for you. And then you can also take the paid route. You could go create a Facebook ad. You can do an Instagram ad, a LinkedIn ad, a Google ad, a YouTube ad. There's so many places that you could advertise. You could advertise locally, find some local, maybe an online magazine, or anywhere online you could post this and generate traffic to that registration page as well. You could also collaborate with local businesses, other influencers, other people in your community. And you could also collaborate with the other real estate professionals, especially if you're including them in your video, like maybe an appraiser or an inspector or another mortgage professional. They're going to give their information. You can have them as a guest on the webinar as well. And then they're going to want to funnel people to it as well, because that's another way for them to get leads too. You can also utilize the search engine. So you could create blog articles around talking about different home buying things, and then actually put that call to action link to go register for your free masterclass or free webinar on the home buying process, or whatever title that you came up with. You can also do retargeting campaigns as well. You can put this in your Google business profile as an update. You can also leverage any existing email list. Maybe you have leads that have come in, but you haven't converted them or been able to get in front of them or get them to answer the phone. This might be a great way to email them and let them see you on their own time. So that way you're doing more of this pull marketing versus pushing them into something, and let them come at you at their own pace. And plus they'll get to see how you are on video, kind of how you interact, and they'll get to see your professional expertise as well. And you can also, if you want to, do more of like a limited time, like we're only running this for the next month, so don't miss out. So that way you kind of create that sense of urgency, and then the following month you could do a different webinar. It's just kind of a marketing tactic, but you don't have to do that. You can just leave this on autopilot as well. All right, the next section that we're going to cover is nurturing and converting leads. So now that you have leads coming in, what do you do with them? How do you convert them? And this is where a lot of people fall short. They don't have a problem sometimes getting leads in, but how are we going to convert them? And it all is in the follow-up. Anything you do is follow-up. A lot of people don't want to do cold calling because they have to call people, but I'm sorry, there's not a smart CRM out there that will convert people like you will by calling them and communicating with them. So you are going to have to develop some type of system to nurture these leads. So you definitely want to get them into your CRM. And you could do this with tools like Zapier. I have other videos on this, but you could have it where anytime a new lead comes in, it automatically goes to your smart CRM. And then you can even set up another trigger the moment that they watch it. It updates your smart CRM and kicks out a different email. So you want to create some email sequences to acknowledge them, to tell them, hey, thanks for watching. Here's some free, here's my free home buyers guide, things like that. So you can give out resources too, to keep nurturing them, and then put them on an email drip and send out a newsletter. If you're not doing an email newsletter every week, you're missing out about your community, your area, the real estate market. We'll do some other videos on that as well, but you want to get them on some type of follow-up process that is personalized to them as well, and then pick up the phone and call them as well. Send a text message, send emails, do any way you can to follow up with them. Sometimes you got to follow up 7 to 10 times to be able to get an answer or response with them. So you can also, like I said, offer additional resources and just make yourself available and keep yourself at the forefront of their mind. So have them register to or subscribe to your YouTube channel, have them follow you on social media, constantly give them a call to action. And by sending out that weekly email, you're going to constantly stay in the forefront of their mind, educating them about the area, not necessarily pushing them to do business with you, but you're pulling them in with that content and that email marketing. All right, as promised, I'm going to show you how to create an automated webinar so you can kind of get a feel of what it is. Like I said, I use EasyWebinar. I'll include affiliate link below. You do not have to use this. There's other webinars out there. I found a lot of them to be very expensive, and I just wanted to get started out. I use this a lot for my marketing business as well, and it's highly effective. I've gotten a lot of business from it, and it's just a great way to do that pull marketing. And if you know me, I highly encourage pull marketing versus push marketing. I feel like it's more effective. You get more referrals and leads from it, and more quality business as well. So if you come into EasyWebinar, you can see this is the dashboard. You can do live events with this is great. So when you purchase this platform, you're getting multiple things. You can do live events. You could just go live right now on the YouTube. And this is a great way to have them generate leads. And then you can do automated events, which is what we're going to do. So we're just going to come over here and we're going to say create automated event. And we're going to go with, let me look over here with the title that I came up with. I think I like this. The home buying process and a step-by-step guide for first-time home buyers. Okay. So we're going to click create schedule. And then it's going to pop up. Now, You want to make sure you go through every step. I'm not going to go through every little thing here, but I'm going to go through the important things that you need to pay attention to, because there's all these tabs, and all these tabs have different tabs underneath of them. So you're going to give information about the event. You're going to create your registration page. You're going to create your thank you page. So after they register, it's going to take them to a page. You're going to create an event page. So this is where they're going to show up that day and watch it on the website. And then you're going to do a replay page. You can offer a replay, you can choose not to, but a lot of people will miss it and then ask, is there a replay link? And you can have this automatically send out the next day, and they can rewatch the webinar again. And then you can do event notifications, event integration options, where you want to connect maybe some email or CRMs, and there's some advanced options. So we're going to do an automated webinar, not a live. And then I'm going to select time zone. Now, for you doing this locally, it doesn't matter. Since I do business all over the US and other countries, I always like it to show them in their time zone, not mine, because sometimes 8 a.m. here could be 7 p.m. somewhere else. So you can say select time zone if you want, or attendees local time zone. If you want to select time zone, you just find your time zone here. I'll just leave it here. And then you could do a one-time event. So if you want this to be maybe just one time, then you can do that. You can create events that are one time. I want this to be a recurring event. And we're going to say that we're going to start it this Friday. And we don't have an end date right now. And then you can add start times. So I usually add like 6 times. And so you could do something like, 8 in the morning, and then have it go like every 3 hours. You could do 8. So we could do 11. Oops. And then we went AM, and so on. So you could do 8, 11, 2, 5, and 8 o'clock. So you can accommodate other people. So you can add as many times as you want. And if you need to remove them, maybe you just want to do those 2 times, you could do that as well. So you can add many, and then they'll just simply select their date and they'll see the times available. Now, do you want to allow people to register for your webinar while it's in progress? I don't, because then that's kind of weird. So they're going to jump in the middle of it. So I always turn that off. So they can't register for a webinar that's in progress. So if it's 8:05, they can't register for the 8 o'clock. The next one they can register for is the 11. You can do a split date and time. Basically, that enables this if you want to do 2 different time boxes, but I don't do that. And then you can enable in-time registration, enable instant replay. So it automatically replays for them at the end. And you can select the number of available registrations. I tend to only show like 5, because I don't want them to think that like, oh, he does this every day, all day. So I'll just wait till next week to do it. So you can even have it only show maybe the next 4 time slots, or just the next available. So it looks very exclusive. So maybe it gives them a little more pressure to go into, oh man, there's no other day he's offering it. So that's something I would recommend. Then you can choose your date formats. If you want it in 12-hour, 24, you can select your language. There's all kinds of languages here, all of that. Then once you have that, you can go choose your, what you want your template to look like. I think I always use this one. And this shows you kind of what the template looks like. And then you just say select that as a template. Then you go over to your registration page. This is where you're going to add in your headline, a subheadline, your image. If you want to do a quick little video about this, you can do that as well. All of your videos you'll just upload to YouTube and do it as unlisted, and then you'll just paste the link here. Then you'll put your event description, and then you can tell it if you want it to be full name mandatory, and then you put your footer text here. So if you have any privacy policies, you want to reference your website, your contact information, and so on, you can do that as well. If you go over to my website, jacobshireman.com, you're going to see my agent attraction and Karuvi. If you go to Karuvi.social, you can see our other webinar. If you want to really see how they work, that'll give you some examples as well. And I'll put those links below to those master classes so you can see them. And then you can customize the theme again. You're going to put in a logo, header text, all of those things. If you want to put in your presenter information, maybe your name, your website, your picture, and a bio, because you can add all kinds of people in here as well. If you want to include the GDPR compliance, which is about cookies and things like that, you can even add custom fields to the registration. I always turn on phone number and required. And then you can go over to your thank you page, put in there. You can do a video too on your thank you page and say, hey, I'm super excited. Thank you for registering. This is what to expect in the webinar. Make sure you watch it on a computer. Make sure you tell your people that, because these always work better on computers versus mobile devices. And then you can put your video there as well. So if you have it saved somewhere, you can embed an MP4, or you can just put like your YouTube URL that's unlisted. You can do social share incentives as well. You can do all kinds of things. You can customize that theme. Then your event page is the day they come. You're going to want to make sure you put your event headline, sub headline. You can choose the page description if you want. You don't have to. Then you're going to add your video URL right here. And then again, I would just do YouTube, unlist it, and then you have to actually put in the exact time as well. And then immediately after the event, where do you want to redirect them to? Maybe your web page, a landing page, the replay page, whatever you want to do. And then fill out all of that information as well. Then this is where you can enable offers. This is what I would do, is maybe 20 minutes through. If you have a 30-minute webinar, I wouldn't do any longer than that, honestly, unless you just have a lot of information, but people a lot of times won't stay through it. So you can tell it, hey, 10 minutes through, do an offer to schedule a time with them. Then you could do another offer to schedule a time, or to download a home buyer's guide, things like that. So you can put your offers in here and it'll let you know when people click them. I would just mainly do a few offers to schedule a one-on-one consultation with you, whether that's to go to your website or go to your Calendly link as well. You can add polls. Chat settings, very important. I just do a contact box, and then you put in your email address, and then they'll put their question. It'll email it to you, and then you'll be able to reply back to them from your email. So you're not going to tune into this when it's going on. So this is a great way. You'll get messages in real time, and you can choose to answer those in real time. So it looks like this is a live webinar as well. And you want to talk about everything that you're talking about. Make sure you don't say specific dates and times. You want it to feel like a live webinar. Then you go to your replay page. If you don't want to do a replay, that's fine. You can turn this off. You can have the replay expire on a certain date. So if you really want to make it exclusive, I just leave it on, and then I have it automatically sent to them the next day. Event notifications. This is where you can choose to be notified every time somebody registers, and then you can get a welcome email notification. You can select your template, and then put whatever text that you want in here. Just leave these things right here. Do not edit this sidebar, because these have your parameters in there for your webinar date, time, that will automatically change based on what they've selected. Same thing with this event name, event link. Don't touch those. Leave all those there that have hashtags alone. And then you can just edit this text as well. But make sure you do edit it. And then you can send them a welcome email. You can send a before event notification, and you can add so many notifications. There is an event after notification too that you can add. So it allows you to basically notify them even after the event. I highly recommend that you tag them a certain way in your CRM so that they can go on a drip. And the moment they watch that video, have them go on a drip. For people that didn't show up, you could send them another email saying, hey, sorry you missed it. I know life's busy. Here's another date and time that we have available, and send them a link to register again. So one last thing I want to show you. I'm going to not save this. I'm going to go back over here and kind of show you one that we just created. But here you go. Actually, I'll show you one of these. So here's where your view analytics are. You can edit your event. Here's your event links that you can send to people as well. And then you can also get embed code here. You can create customized code here. And then if you want the button, or you want just the widget, it will generate that code to have a registration form for you to embed on your website. Or like I said, you can just click event links and send them directly to the registration link if you want to keep it simple, like a landing page as well. You can see here, it kind of gives me some quick things. 156 people registered, 100 watched, and 9 took action. So 9 people clicked my link. And then you can even view analytics, which I'm not going to scroll down because it'll show people's emails, but you can see what people have asked about things and see those analytics as well.